Breaking. The Washington Redskins announced that the NFL football team will be undergoing a thorough review of the team name that Native Americans have long objected to, racially offensive.
Hashtag time is now. Hashtag change the name. Really funny to see you say that, Alyssa, because here's a picture of you sporting a Redskins football shirt. Why the change of heart, Alyssa, you hypocrite? I'm Tyler Zed. Welcome to Zeducation. Welcome to Zeducation. If you are new to this channel, we have a series here called That Didn't Age Well, where we highlight lies, hypocrisies, and other things that didn't age well with today's swamp. And if this is your first episode of That Didn't Age Well, today is a special episode because normally we do a top 5 countdown, but today, since the last week and a half has been so crazy, we have a top 10. And you guys are going to love today's episode. We have Colin Kaepernick, Rachel Maddow, and Nancy Pelosi herself. It is a jam-packed episode and you guys are going to love it. But first, before we get to today's top 10, as always, please subscribe to this channel and please click the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. And while you are down there, if you are on Discord, go check out the Zeducation server. Now, on to today's things that didn't age well. Number 10. Are we really surprised at seeing CNN on these lists anymore? It's constant, every single week. They have thrown out the idea of journalism all in the name of hating Trump. For instance, back in April, they wrote an article titled this: President Trump is wrong in so many ways about hydroxychloroquine studies. Here are the facts. And last week, unfortunately for them, they were forced to write this headline: Study finds hydroxychloroquine helped coronavirus patients survive better. Are you going to apologize to Trump now? Or, I haven't seen you ever do that, but I just want to know because clearly you were wrong and he was right. Number 9. Last week, Chaz ceased to exist. RIP. But when it all started, Trump was very critical of Seattle and Washington for the way they handled it and the way they let it get out of hand. But the Seattle mayor, she defended it. She defended it with tweets like this:
Seattle is fine. Don't be so afraid of democracy.
But why are you so afraid of democracy now, Mayor Durkin? 10 days later, she tweeted,
In the past 2 nights, 3 different people have been shot at the CHOP. 2 were injured and 1 has tragically died.
Very, very tragic, but it's so sad to see you push these instances in the name of hating democracy, Mayor Durkin. And like I said, not long after that, democracy at the CHOP, the Chaz, it ended. Due to ongoing violence and public safety issues in the East Precinct, Cal Anderson Park area, Mayor Jenny Durkin has issued an executive order to vacate the area. Seattle police will be in the area this morning enforcing the mayor's order. So again, are you now agreeing with Trump? Are you this battle against democracy? Because clearly you disbanded Chaz in the CHOP. I just can't believe it.
How dare you?
Number 8. Number 8, we go to Nancy Pelosi. We all know that all of this obviously started over the death of George Floyd. This whole thing is about George Floyd. But somebody needs to remind Nancy because she can't even remember the guy's name.
And I'm very proud before the Judiciary Committee that before he testified, he said to me, Madam Speaker, do you think that I can tell George's daughter that his name will be always remembered because you'll name the bill for him? And I said, well, I'll recommend that to the Judiciary Committee and to the Congressional Black Caucus who have shaped the bill. But I only will do that if you tell me that this legislation is worthy of George Kirby's name. George Kirby's name. George Kirby's name. And he said it is. And so we're very proud.
Who's George Kirby? Nancy, remember the talking points. Come on, if you're going to use somebody's death to push your agendas, you're going to have to remember the guy's name. Who's George Kirby? Who is George Kirby? Number 7. In the ongoing drama in Minneapolis, they are trying to get rid of the police and implement a new system. But in the middle of trying to disband the Minneapolis Police Department, the city council members went and hired a private security detail. Minneapolis council members calling to defund police spent $63,000 on private security details after receiving death threats. So you're saying you do need police? You are hiring security. Why would you need security? No, you don't need security. Number 6. On June 26th, Dave Rubin tweeted this: It's my birthday, and all I ask for is that you hysterical lunatics don't cancel the Golden Girls. And Dave predicted the future because one day later, Golden Girls episode with blackface scene removed from Hulu. You jinxed it, Dave. You jinxed it. By the way, they're wearing mud masks and that's offensive? This is where we're at, if you need a reminder. This is how sensitive and how crazy the hysteria has gotten. Number 5. With number 5, we go to another frequent visitor of these lists, the Washington Post. The Washington Post recently wrote an article titled this: Trump keeps claiming that the most dangerous cities in America are all run by Democrats. They aren't. And in the article, the Washington Post wrote, most of the current mayors of these cities are Democrats. Among the 20 cities with the most violent crime per capita, one isn't a Democrat. It's not 100%, it's 95%. This is how you write a misleading headline, everyone. This is exactly how you do it. And you can see on the graphs here, the one Republican city, which is Jacksonville, Florida, and a few places with independents. Washington Post, please hire some real journalists, please. Number 4, over 4th of July weekend, CNN came to us with this report.
Kicking off the Independence Day weekend, President Trump will be at Mount Rushmore, where he'll be standing in front of a monument of 2 slave owners and on land wrestled away from Native Americans, told that be focusing on the effort to, quote, tear down our country's history.
2 slave owners. This is how they addressed the Mount Rushmore presidents. But only 4 years ago, when Bernie Sanders, when he visited Mount Rushmore, this was CNN's report.
This is our country at its very best. What an incredible achievement.
Visiting Mount Rushmore today, Bernie Sanders taking in the majesty of the moment. This monument to 4 great American presidents.
Just the accomplishment and the beauty here. It really does make one very proud to be an American.
So 4 years ago, when Bernie Sanders was there, praising it, Bernie, you racist, CNN said 4 great presidents. That's how they described Mount Rushmore. And then now, in the name of trying to paint Trump and his movement as racist, they call it slave owners. The monument with 2 slave owners. Try harder, CNN. You know, we all have social media and we can see through your BS now, and it's not working. You might get a couple 100,000 people here and there, but there's 330 million people in this country, and you're not selling all of them on your BS. Number 3. And now it gets really good as we go to Rachel Maddow. Rachel Maddow last week predicted this on her broadcast.
We're actually going to get the jobless numbers, the unemployment numbers for the month of June a day earlier than we would otherwise expect them. So we would usually get those on a Friday. They're going to come out tomorrow. That'll tell us unemployment figures for June. Brace yourself. It's going to be absolutely terrible.
Brace yourselves. It's going to be absolutely terrible. It's going to be terrible. Rachel, that did not age well. That did not age well. As the jobs report came back, and this is what happened. Second huge jobs report in a row. 4.8 million jobs created in June, blowing past expectations by 2 million.
It's going to be absolutely terrible.
Unemployment rate dropped to 11.1%, much lower than expected.
It's going to be absolutely terrible.
Oh, Rachel. I honestly feel bad for you for embarrassing yourself in front of so many people constantly. It's so cringeworthy. So for that, I pity you. But for this, I want to thank you as well, because this is hilarious. Thank you for the joke. Number 2. On to number 2, we go to Colin Kaepernick, who tweeted this on July 4th.
Black people have been dehumanized, brutalized, criminalized, plus terrorized by America for centuries and are expected to join your commemoration of independence while you enslaved our ancestors. We reject your celebration of white supremacy and look forward to liberation for all.
This coming from a guy who is a millionaire athlete for playing a game. That's how oppressed he is. He's got millions of dollars worth of shoe deals with Nike, which, by the way, are made by children in China. But before poor Colin was radicalized by the girlfriend he is now dating, he tweeted this when he was still in the NFL. Happy 4th of July, everyone. I hope everyone has a blessed day. Colin, what happened? You used to love this country, the place that gave you a voice. The place that made you rich and famous. The place that made you an ambassador between Americans. And now, oh man, you're radicalized. By the way, that's back when you were good at football. You were actually good at football before you became radicalized, when your mind went elsewhere. Really, really sad to see. And really, really sad to see you dividing Americans. I hope one day we can get back to the 2011 Colin. Number 1. Before 4th of July weekend, LA County banned fireworks. It's a really, really big thing on the 4th of July. Fireworks are part of it. It's part of the whole celebration. And even though LA County banned fireworks, on the night of 4th of July, This is how Americans in California celebrated.
The past 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so, and there are massive fireworks going off pretty much in every direction that you see here. Jasmine, our local fire departments and police departments have been begging people not to do this, but it seems tonight they are not listening to those calls.
Well, and they're putting up new warnings on social media. I mean, they're saying safe and sane are even banned in the majority of cities in LA County, not to mention the city of LA has a ban as well. We know many of the public shows have been canceled, so we've done stories on this. More people have been, unfortunately, setting off illegal fireworks. I mean, it is quite the sight, but this is not supposed to be happening. I mean, you could be fined up to $50,000.
Do not give up hope on California. Thank you for celebrating Independence Day on July 4th, LA County. All of these people on today's list, they have a problem with the truth. They have a problem with flip-flopping. They have a problem with hypocrisy. They have abandoned journalism. They have abandoned truth in the name of their own agendas. And clearly, there is an anti-American sentiment in all of these people. They want to tear down this country to try and implement a new socialist/communist system. And I'm sorry to tell these people, but that will never happen. We will not let it happen. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you guys think about all these examples in today's list? What do you think about Colin Kaepernick, about Rachel Maddow, about Pelosi? While you're down there letting me know what you think, please like this video. Please help me get it recommended to others. That's it for today's video. Until next time, I'm Tyler Zed, and this is Education.
Idiots.